Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Afro Scientific Spirituality. As you all know, this is the channel where we separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstition, and the concepts from the misconceptions about African spirituality. So, the topic of today is a very controversial and serious topic. And once again, we are going to dive into it and tear it open. So the title is How to Avoid Practicing a Spirituality of Bitterness and Hate, and the role of the Ankh in African spirituality. Okay? There is one notion, how will I say, a general trend that is going on in the Afro-Kemetic community, society. And this is one concept. This concept was propagated by some early pioneers of the Afro-Kemetic movement in America. And this concept is still being circulated around modern day Afro spiritual communities. This is the issue of the saying that a certain group of people have no soul. Let me say it plainly, that white people have no soul and they are not real humans. So let's analyze this situation. Is it really true? How do we know that white people have no soul? Has anybody actually dissected a white person to check inside of them to see if they have soul or not? I would like to know more about this. But this is a phenomenon that has been going on in the Afro-Kemetic community for a very long time. I learned of this phenomenon when I started studying about African spirituality. I get to hear it spoken by some prominent African practitioners. They are very good people. I respect them. I respect their opinion due to the fact that they were very, very relevant in organizing the Afro-Kemetic community. But as the saying goes, nobody has all the answers. Nobody can claim that they can get it right all the time. Of all the hundreds of concepts that we are able to disseminate, theories, hypotheses, answers, and how will I say, research and lessons, teachings that we are able to convey. This very one is one that I was not able to digest fully, because it made me to wonder, how true is it? So as a very dedicated student, I instantly started conducting my own research to prove the validity of this very concept. So I started studying white people. I traced their history. I read so many books on the origin of the Netherlands man. I read the Ice Age inheritance. I read the story of Yakub and the island of Patmos. I read the books from Tibet about the middle passage to the earth, the world inside the earth. I read about the water world, the ancient empire of Atlantis and Lemuria. and as usual, also the writings from the walls in the Nile, in the temples from the tomb of Egypt about the creation of the Kemehu. I read about the origins. I read about the human artificial. And I also compared my findings with modern science, test tube artificial insemination, gene editing, and I came up with my own opinion. For what I can say on this subject, the human origin is very diverse, and we can't say a single race. Everybody came out of a single race, although we have a root race in this planet, which is the Black African race, but we should try to entertain other possibilities that there may be other ancient races also on the earth that may have been extinct before even the African race came onto the scene on this planet. There are many things we don't know about the origin of humanity. We are still digging. Scientists are digging every day in parts of Africa. In Egypt, they are digging, trying to discover the origin of humanity in various parts of Africa, in Asia. New research are coming up every day. So we cannot conveniently say or confidently say that a certain group of people have no soul. This reasoning, I think, emanated due to the experiences that the black race has incurred from the Europeans due to slavery, this transatlantic slavery, the way the black Africans were treated by the early Europeans leaves a lot to bear. It's a very painful experience, and this affected the psychological and mental perceptions of so many black people. In fact, every black man on the planet is affected by this situation. So many black people are still recovering from the effect of slavery. I wonder if we are going to fully recover for the next 400 years, because many wrongs have still yet not been righted. And also we still have problem of modern day racism, white supremacy, still fighting tooth and nail to put down the black race. The philosophy that one race is inferior or superior to another is still a very big problem. Racism is still very strong in the world. We see this every day on TV. So we are still recovering from that effect. So I believe that most of the people that are saying this they are trying to rationalize the pains that they have, the bad experiences that they have encountered from racist white people. In order to justify that behavior, they have to create a compartment, or they have to create a belief that will make them feel okay about themselves. Hence, this saying that white people have no soul, so they are not real humans, they are not complete humans, so they cannot really practice real spirituality. In my own honest opinion, I believe that every living thing have a soul on this planet. The white people, I believe all of them have souls. But the problem is that some of them don't want to feel. They don't want to feel. They don't want to have emotions because they want to live in this fantasy world of supremacy. I would like to call that the Karen Island or the Karen Heaven. And many of them as well have been miseducated to feel that they are superior people. So they don't want anything that will shatter that illusion that they have that is making them feel superior to the rest of the world and to everybody else. So that is why they have this behaviors and attitude of hatred towards everybody that is not of the same race with them. And they feel threatened by a black person. Just by being black, they feel threatened because they don't like a black person and they feel that the black person will have the same hatred towards them. So they are afraid of what will happen to them if black people become successful, become free to control their own destiny upon this planet. So in order for them to secure their false, imaginative El Dorado, they have to keep promoting the system of racism and white supremacy. That is what I've observed among white people. So I believe that they have souls, but most of them have deadened their conscience to reality, deadened their conscience to of even living in harmony with the planet just because they want to be supreme, just because they just want to feel supreme. I don't know why they have this kind of selfish tendency. So that is what I see in this regard. And I believe that more and more white people should be allowed to, in fact, we as black people, we have to find a way to heal ourselves and reach out to them. Because I believe the black race is the main race that can be able to unify this planet due to our unique position as a root race and due to the kind of pain and trauma and tribulation that we have passed through on this planet. If we can be able to pass through that kind of tribulation and we have somehow managed to survive, I don't think there is anything worse that can happen to us anymore. So no race can claim that they have been able to pass through what the black race have suffered on this planet. So we still have a responsibility to reach out to them. Hence, I want to encourage most of our African spiritual leads practitioners. We need to allow more and more foreigners, white people, to practice African spirituality. Because I believe that it's a way of unifying the planet and it's a way of also disseminating the culture, the spirituality, and getting more white people to start to understand more about Africa and to start developing that feeling, that oneness with the planet. So it is very wrong to be gatekeeping the African spirituality practice, saying that you are not black, you cannot study African spirituality, you cannot practice it. What do you want the person to practice? Christianity, which is that is destroying the planet, or Islam? You see that kind of thing. So these gatekeepers, most of them, I believe they are greedy and they are short-sighted. Me personally, if you say I should choose between a black African and that is a Christian, if push come to shove, that I should bring a black Christian and a white African practitioner or a left-hand path practitioner, you ask me to choose between these two people. I will first of all choose the white person that is the African spiritualist practitioner or a left-hand path practitioner before I will choose the white or the black person that is a Christian. I will not even reason the issue of the black person that is a Christian because I know that the black person is actively supporting and promoting a culture and a system of white supremacy that is destroying the continent, that is destroying the planet, that is poisoning the planet. So I will pick the white person that practices African spirituality first, because I know that person is protecting the planet. That person is even developing Africa. It's even spreading the spirituality of Africa all over the world, spreading it by making contact with everybody he or she gets in touch with. She's disseminating this culture. She's bringing life to these people. So I will choose a white person that is a left-hand practitioner first before I will consider a black person that practices Islam or Christianity. So it's my wish that more and more white people should study and practice African spirituality. I believe that any black white person that studies African spirituality and you practice it and the spirits talk to you, as long as you are a white person, you practice African spirituality, in my opinion, you are already 50% black. You are already 50% black African. Because your spirit, your soul, everything is the same with an African. You are even more valuable to the continent and to this planet than a black Christian, a black person that practices Christianity and Islam. You as a white person is more that practice African spirituality, the full left-hand practitioner, is more valuable to me. That is just my truth. And I'm always against people gatekeeping African traditional practices. This is the reason why I created this channel, so that I will expose African spirituality to the whole world, so anybody that wants to learn about African spirituality can be able to know about it free of charge, can be able to know the truth about African spirituality. Because there's so much secrecy inside the practice, there's so much gatekeeping, and there's so much scams, and it is just too much. And most African practitioners will not even be happy with me exposing the truth, because I'm going to, in their opinion, I'm taking food from their table. I'm letting people know the truth. Nobody is going to go to them anytime, because they always believe in secrecy. So I will be happy for more people to learn about African spirituality. And this channel is going to be exposing so many things about African spirituality, so that everybody that wants to learn can learn. And I also want to talk about the Ankh. The Ankh, the way I see it, should be used as a sign. It is a symbol of peace and unity. It should not be used as a symbol of division. It should be a symbol that anytime you are holding that Ankh, you are speaking in public, or you are meditating, you should be thinking of talking words that unify, words that bring peace to the life of people, words that bring healing to the life of people. You cannot be holding the Ankh, then you'll be speaking words that is bringing another race down, talking down other races, creating division. That is not good, and I believe that is not the purpose of that Ankh. That Ankh symbolizes the coming of the male and female principle to give life. So I strongly believe that that principle should be upheld by each and every one of us that is using that symbol. But what I've come to discover these days is that I will see some practitioners, some leaders in the Kemetic community, they will be wearing or holding this Ankh, and they will be preaching about division among races, talking about black supremacy. In my opinion, black supremacy is just as bad as white supremacy, and we should separate the division or the barrier between spirituality and also radical movements in our day-to-day living. If we want to advocate or agitate for our rights, or protects against the government oppression and repression, or organize. We should not be using the Ankh as a symbol in that regard. We should find another symbol that we should be using in those situations. I believe we should only be using the Ankh when we want to preach peace, we want to unify people, we want to do things that we bring people together. I don't want us to use the Ankh for causing problems, so the people will not identify the Ankh with revolutionary movements or with it's as a symbol of black militancy or something that has to do with war. I don't want us to turn the Ankh to another swastika. So please, anytime we are making our radical speeches or we want to really go into matters affecting us, talk to Uncle Tom or Uncle Sam the way we are supposed to talk to him, let him know that we are serious. We should not be using that Ankh. So people will not start seeing that Ankh as a symbol of war. We should not turn the Ankh to another swastika, please. So this is the message that I want to pass across today. So I hope that this message is well received, and please like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. Also, you are free to download the first chapter of my book on the interrelationship between African spirituality and quantum physics. You can also join the Metaphysical Study Group, where we discuss about spirituality and science. And you can also check out the store at the end of this link for the latest African spirituality inspired fashion. So I wish you a very wonderful day. Questions and comments are always welcome, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, have a great day, and bye.